Please rise. Municipal Court for the City of Stoughton is now in session. The Honorable Matthew T. Rothy presiding.
Please be seated. Please silence all cell phones, cease conversations. Nobody's wearing hats. We'll call the court to order at this time. You can be seated. We'll call the court to order at this time. My name is Matt Rothy. I'm the municipal judge for the City of Stoughton, towns of Dunkirk, Pleasant Springs, and Rutland. I'd like to go through some of the procedures that we follow here in the courtroom. These procedures would avail you in the pamphlet on the podium as you enter the courtroom. When your case is called, please come forward. This is initial appearance. This is pleas. We take three types of pleas: guilty, no contest, or not guilty. If you enter a no contest or guilty plea, I'll review the police report, and if there's a factual basis, I'll find you guilty and impose an appropriate forfeiture. A guilty plea basically means you're admitting your guilt, and I'll find you, and if the facts warrant it, I'll find you guilty. A no contest plea is similar to a guilty plea, but a conviction arising from a no contest plea cannot be used against you in a subsequent citation. Let me illustrate or give an example. So, say if you're involved in a traffic accident and you receive a traffic citation for that accident. If you enter a no contest plea, the person can't use that no contest plea against you later if they sue you for damages as a result of that accident. The forfeiture ranges from $20 to $1,000. However, almost all are within the $50 to $200 range. The state mandates we add cost to your forfeiture. For example, a $50 forfeiture will result in a total cost to you of $124. I grant 30 days to pay the forfeiture. If you need additional time, please let me know. I'd be happy to work out a plea agreement because I have limited options to collect. I can suspend your driver's license for a year. I can send your fine amount to state collections. I'd rather not do that. If you need additional time to pay, just let me know. If you enter a not guilty plea, we'll set your case over to the pretrial conference with the city attorney at the next court date on June 6th. That basically means that, what did I say? June, I'm sorry. December 6th, I've read the numbers wrong. December 6th, basically is a phone call between you and the city attorney to see if you can resolve this citation. Okay, those of you if you're unable to resolve the citation, that comes back to me for a trial. Those of you facing traffic offenses, you should understand that you'll lose demerit points upon conviction of most such offenses. If you lose 12 or more points in any 1 year period, you'll lose your license to drive in Wisconsin for a certain period of time. You'll also be fined. I'd like you to be aware of some of your rights before entering a plea. You have a right to ask for a continuance. This means that you can request that your case be set over at another date, either to consult with a lawyer or for some other reason. You also have a right to a trial. Please remember your rights while considering your plea. Those of you cited with operating a motor vehicle while under the influence are entitled to request a jury trial in the circuit court upon the payment of proper fees. You must do so within 10 days. All other cases will be handled in this court with the right to appeal my ruling to the circuit court. That concludes my opening remarks. All right, the first case I have is Michael Keller.
Hello.
Good morning. Mr. Keller, do I have your correct address on Page Street in Stoughton?
Yes.
All right. You have two citations. One of them is for operating motor vehicle without insurance. That citation carries a penalty of?
Yes, and I have insurance for the vehicle.
Okay. Do you have proof? Did you bring proof? Okay.
Yep.
You want to show that to the officer?
Easter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks. All right, I'll keep this for a second. Let me review the other citation. The other citation is speeding on a city highway.
I already paid for that one.
You paid that, okay. It's, let's see, 29 over the limit. Do you understand what speeding on a city highway is?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's three types of categories for speeding. It's 1 to 10, 11 to 19, and 6 and 20 plus. 1 to 10 is 3 points, 11 to 19 is 4, and 20 plus is 6. Do you have a probationary license?
Right now, yes.
Okay, so if you have any other subsequent citations, that means your point total is double. So, so my suggestion would be that we enter not guilty pleas for both citations to allow you to speak to the prosecutor about this. Does that sound like something that you would want to do?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go ahead and enter a not guilty plea. We'll schedule this matter for a pretrial conference with the city attorney in just a minute. Thank you. Make sure that you attend the pretrial conference on December 6th. We'll give you a notice in just a minute, because if the city attorney tells me you didn't call in, I'll find you default and I'll find you guilty, and I'll find you guilty of both those citations then. The city will ask if you've updated your insurance, and just say yes. If they need a copy of that form, you can send that to the city attorney as well.
What if I plead guilty right now?
What's that?
What if I plead guilty right now?
Then you might lose your driver's license.
Okay.
So, I haven't taken a look at your record, but it's just that 29 over is 6 points. If you had any previous citation, that point total will double then.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll give you the forms in just a minute. Once you receive the forms, that'll take care of it for this evening then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rachel Rowland. Ms. Rowland, do I have your correct address in Milwaukee Street in Stoughton?
Yes.
Okay, you've received a few citations. Let me review them. One is speeding on a city highway 16 to 19 miles an hour over the limit. That citation carries a penalty of 40 merit points and $124. That's $50 plus costs. Okay, so do you understand what speeding is?
Yes.
Okay. The second citation you have is speeding on a city or actually is a operating motor vehicle without insurance. That citation carries a penalty of $124. That forfeiture range is $0 to $200. You understand the forfeiture range?
Yes.
You understand what operating motor vehicle without insurance is?
Yes.
All right. Your other citation is speeding on a city highway 15 miles over the limit. You understand that citation?
Yes.
All right. That citation carries a penalty of 40 merit points and a forfeiture of $98.80. Okay. So typically I offer a reduction on these. So instead of 4 points, it would be 10 miles. It would be 1 to 10 over, which would be 3 points instead of 4. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have proof of your insurance?
I do, yeah.
Okay, do you have it with you?
Yeah, I can get it in my purse right here.
Yes, go ahead and get it, please. Okay, I have found that you updated your insurance. And then for your 2 speeding citations, what I offer is a 10-mile-an-hour reduction, so it would be 1 to 10 over, 3 points, the same forfeiture. Do you have any questions regarding any of these citations?
No.
Okay, now is the time I take your plea. Your 3 plea options are guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
Not guilty.
Okay, with not guilty plea, we'll schedule this matter for a pretrial conference with the city attorney. That will be scheduled for January 6th. December 6th, thank you. We'll give you the notice in just a minute. Make sure that you bring your, make sure that you call in at that time, because if you don't call in, the city prosecutor will tell me that you didn't call in, and then I'll find you default and I'll find you guilty. So we'll give you those forms in just a minute. if you have any questions. Correct. You call it, no, you call in on your phone, you call that number on, and then see if you and the city attorney can resolve the citations. If you can't resolve it, it comes back to me for a trial.
Phone number is on the back of the form.
All right, thank you. Dolores Johnson. Ms. Johnson, do I have your correct address on Acre Road in Stoughton?
Correct.
Okay. You received a citation for failure to yield a right-of-way. This citation carries a penalty of $111.40, and 4 demerit points issued your driver's license. Do you understand what failure to yield the right-of-way is?
Yeah, I don't know if it would,
Would you like me to read the statute to you?
okay.
Sure. It is 70-1 is the city ordinances, and those ordinances have adopted the Wisconsin state statutes for traffic, and I'll read that statute which you've been cited for. It's 34606.
Okay.
Meeting of vehicles. Operators of vehicles proceeding in an opposite direction shall pass each other to the right, and upon roadways having width for not more than 1 lane of traffic, in each direction, each operator shall give the other at least 1/2 of the main traveled portion of the roadway as nearly as possible. We're basically saying that when you're meeting of the vehicles, that you weren't in the right space on the road. Does that help your understanding?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I'm in the
Hang
driveway.
on. I'm only here, the prosecutor's not here, so I can't hear any facts of the case.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
just here to kind of make sure all your information is correct, that you understand it, then have you enter a plea. Now, your forfeiture is $111.40.
Yeah, my insurance said I should come and try to get it reduced.
Okay, I can't,
That's the reason I'm here.
okay, I can't reduce it, but I don't have the authority to do that. In addition, if you're found guilty, what would happen is you'd have to take a class if you don't take, it's issued by the Department of Transportation. So, Ms. Johnson, what I would suggest is that you enter a not guilty plea. That would give you the opportunity to talk to the prosecutor, who does have the authority to reduce the forfeiture or enter that. So, do you understand that?
I guess so, yeah.
So I'll enter a not guilty plea. We'll give you a number to call on December 6th. You call that number and then make sure that you see if you and the city attorney can resolve it. If it gets resolved, the results get report back to me, and if you can't resolve it, we ended up having a trial. But as far as getting it reduced, that would be your best chance, would be to talk to the prosecutor and see if the prosecutor would reduce the forfeiture then.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that you make the phone call as indicated, and then if you have any questions, you can always call my clerk as well.
Okay, I just thought you would reduce it.
I can't.
Oh,
I-
excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Thank you.
do again.
Circle.
This is the time I call?
Yep, and the number's on the back.
Oh, that's just to call the,
Yep, the number's right there.
oh, this one?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming in tonight, Ms. Johnson. Brian Cole? Mr. Cole, do I have your correct address on Jackson Street in Stoughton?
Correct.
All right. You've been cited for operating motor vehicle without proof of insurance as a $10 forfeiture. Have you updated your insurance?
I simply did not have it in the car at the
Oh,
time.
do you want to give that to the officer and I'll take a look at it? Thank you. Make sure it's for the right vehicle. There's your driver's license number. There it is. Okay. Mr. Cole, one of the goals of this court is make sure everybody has updated insurance. Since you've done that, the court, on its own motion, will go ahead and dismiss the citation. Citation is dismissed. Thank you. Oh, crud. I lost my list. Where is it? Adobe. No. I was slow today.
Oops.
You
Go
okay?
there.
Okay, I'll make sure I don't delete it. Okay, thank you. Lucas Bushke? Bushke? Bushke, thank you. How you say it?
Bushki.
Bushke, okay. Do I have your correct address on Wisconsin Avenue in Beloit?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Bushke, you were cited for retail theft, intentionally taking less than $500. This citation carries a penalty of $187. That's $100 plus costs. Do you understand what retail theft is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the forfeiture range on this is $50 to $1,000. You're at the $100 fine plus costs. You're at the low end of the scale, but not quite at the minimum. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In addition, I can also order that you pay restitution. You know what restitution is?
Absolutely.
So it'd be the value items if they were not returned or recovered. So I order that you pay both. You understand that as well?
Yes.
All right. Any procedural questions for me?
No, sir.
All right. Now's the time I take your plea. Your three plea options are guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
Guilty.
Okay. You understand with a guilty plea, I must find you guilty?
Sure.
All right. Let me read the police report. I want to make sure I have a factual basis for your plea. So that other lengthy police report. It'll take me a while to get through it.
Mm. So I can return the item?
Do you still have the item?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
It was a jacket.
Okay, I have read the police report. You do find a factual basis for your plea, accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. Anything you'd like to say before I decide on the sentence?
If I can return it, I will.
Okay. You said a jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. The value, that's what I'm going to find that the forfeiture amount to be appropriate. going to find that the forfeiture was $187. Can you pay that within 30 days?
Possibly.
Okay. Do you need additional time?
Maybe.
I'll give you 60 days to pay.
Sounds great.
And in the meantime, if you return, how are you intending to, do you have the jacket on with you?
Nah, not right now.
Okay.
But I work in Madison all the time, so I could drop it off to them.
Actually, I don't know if I want to have, you're probably banned from the store, so I'd rather have you drop off the jacket here.
Okay.
So I will give you the same 60 days, either drop off the jacket here, and if you don't do that within 60 days when the fine is owing, then I just had the forfeiture amount. It was, cost of the jacket was give me a minute. I just had it, my apologies. $37.98.
Okay.
So either drop off the jack within 60 days or I'll add that $37.98 to the total then.
Okay.
It's goodwill.
Have to monitor it.
It's a goodwill.
Who should he
Oh,
go to here?
if you could just, I was just thinking you could drop that off at the,
Police?
at the police station at the
They could
dispatch
let the
window.
court- Whoever he gives it to, if they could let the court know, because otherwise I
Yep.
won't know.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then, actually, I'm going to put the onus on this. When you drop it off, what I want you to do is I want you to say who you dropped it off to, and then I want you to contact the court and just say, I dropped it off on this date at this time, and I gave it to such and such.
Okay.
I'll put the onus on you then, because if we don't hear back from this, I'll assume that you didn't return it, and I'll add that extra fine to the forfeiture amount then.
Should I bring it after 5 o'clock, or does it matter what
It
time?
doesn't matter.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is right now, it's going to be $187 and plus the $37.98.
Okay.
So the total forfeiture is going to be $224.98, but I'll stay the $37.98. It means I'll put a timeout on it and give you 60 days to determine whether that is. If we get it back, then we'll reduce it to $187. If we don't, that will be the higher forfeiture amount.
Okay.
We'll give you the notices in just a minute to return to you. And once you receive these forms, that will conclude the paperwork.
If I
Now-
can't pay it within the 60, could I make payments or?
Yeah, we always accept partial payments.
okay,
But
okay.
then, make sure that you contact us if you need additional time beyond the 60, because otherwise we're going to send you mentioned you're going to Madison, I assume you're working, we'll probably send your account to state for the collections, and they'll garnish your wages. So
I'll pay
we'll
it.
avoid that, so. All right, what did you learn?
Not to take jackets or anything,
Yeah, okay. And why not?
because it's wrong.
Okay. I'll leave it at that. All right. If you have any questions or can't make the payment, you have the number on how to contact us then.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you, Mr. Bushky. Paul, let's see, Schnettler. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. Just a minute. Mr. Schnettler, do I have a correct address on Highland Drive in Stoughton?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You were cited for failure to stop at a stop sign. That citation carries a penalty of $98.80 and 3 demerit points issued to your driver's license. Do you understand what failure to stop at a stop sign is?
Yes,
Do you want me to read the statute to you?
sure.
I will do so. It's 70-1 of the Stoughton ordinances, which is adopts state statute 346.46 sub 1. And that states as follows. Vehicles to stop at stop signs and school crossings. Let's see, subsection 1 states, except when directed to proceed by a traffic officer or traffic control signal, every operator of a vehicle approaching an official stop sign at an intersection shall cause such vehicle to stop before entering the intersection and shall yield the right-of-way to other vehicles when which have entered or are approaching the intersection upon a highway which is not controlled by an official stop sign or traffic signal. Does that help your understanding?
Yes.
All right. Now, the forfeiture range on this is $98.80. That is $30 plus costs. The forfeiture range on this is as follows. Oh, I have two, this is double page, I don't notice that. $20 to $40. So you're right in the middle of a narrow range. The forfeiture can be as low as $86.20 or as high as $111.40. Pretty narrow range. Now, understand that?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
in addition, this is a failure to stop at a stop sign. And this is considered under a family of failure to yield citations. What that means is that if you're found guilty of this, the Department of Transportation, the DOT, mandates that you attend a traffic safety class in order to keep your license. It's outside of my control or this court's control. But if you're found guilty of that, you'll get a notice in the mail and that you have to take a class within a certain amount of time. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I've reviewed the forfeiture with this. 3 demerit points issued your driver's license. You can accumulate only you can't accumulate 12 or more within a 1-year period. You're not a candidate for racial license. Any procedural questions from me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Now is the time I take your plea. Or your 3 plea options are guilty, no contest, or not guilty.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. With not guilty plea, we'll schedule this matter for pretrial conference. We use that December 6th date. We'll give you the notice in just a minute. Now, make sure that you attend the pretrial conference. It'll be a phone call. Make sure that you make the phone call on that day. Because if you don't make the phone call, what happens is the prosecutor will tell me that you didn't make the call. I'll find you default and I'll find you guilty and impose those penalties, and then you'll have to take that DOT class. Okay. Given all that, make sure that you call the prosecutor, bring whatever information might help your case, or be ready for, to prove if there's certain circumstances, if you have photographs, etc. And finally, if you're able to resolve it, the prosecutor will report the results back to me, and I approve it. I almost always approve them. If you can't resolve it, it comes back to me for a trial. I hear the trial, and then if after the sense of trial, either side can appeal my ruling to the circuit court. All right, any questions for me?
No, Your
That
Honor.
will take care of it this evening. Thank you, Ms. Schnettler. Larry Stevens? Mr. Stevens, do I have your correct address on Jackson Street in Stoughton?
Yes.
All right. You received a citation for speeding, exceeding speeding zones 16 and 19 miles an hour over the limit. That citation carries a penalty of 4 demerit points and a $124 forfeiture. That forfeiture is $50 plus costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The forfeiture range on this is $30 to $300. So you're not at the minimum, but you're at the low end of the scale. Do you understand that as well?
Yes.
All right. In addition, there's 3 types of speeding cases. There's 1 to 10 over, which is 3 points. There's 11 to 19, which is 4, and there's 20 plus, which is 6. Now, on these speeding citations, what I usually do is I give a 10 mile an hour leeway. So your 16 to 19 over I would reduce that to 1 to 10 over, because people have good records, and if they appear in court, and takes care of a lot of different citations. So I offer a 1 to 10 over, which would be 3 points instead of 4. Forfeiture stays the same at $124. You understand my 10 mile an hour leeway?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Any procedural questions you have for me?
No, sir.
All right. Now is the time I take your plea. What is your plea to speeding? 1 to 10 over, guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Guilty.
You understand with the guilty plea, I must find you guilty?
Yes.
All right. Let me review the police report. I want to make sure I have a factual basis for your plea. Okay, I have the police report. I do find a factual basis for your plea. I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty, and to 1 to 10 over the limits. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
Okay, I do find the forfeiture of $124 to be appropriate. How much time do you need to pay?
I can pay today.
I'll give you 30 days. If you want, you can take this receipt, the yellow slip of paper, and then take that down to the dispatch window, make payment right away then. So, But if you forget or can't or whatever, I always allow 30 days for you to
Okay,
do so.
thank you.
Okay, with that, that will take care of it for this evening then.
Okay.
Thank you for coming
Sounds
in.
good.
Tyler Johnson? Computer's a little slow this morning, this afternoon. Do I have your correct address in West Street in Stoughton?
Correct.
Operating motor vehicle without proof of insurance. Do you have proof of, is the vehicle insured?
Yeah.
All right, do you want to show proof to the officer?
I have 2 screenshots there. Yeah, go for it.
We accept these, but a lot of times in circuit court, they take the phone as evidence, so I just want to make sure that you've updated your insurance.
Can I add something, sir?
I'm sorry?
Can I add something?
Certainly. Heck,
So I have it on the app. And
well, I'm going to dismiss the citation.
Okay. Well, the app was down because of
Okay.
a security breach.
Okay,
So that's why I couldn't pull it
Print
up
it.
for the
Okay.
officer.
okay, fair enough then. So, yeah, because of that, because you showed me proof, our goal is to, oh, so you had insurance at the time, you just
Yeah.
couldn't pull it up? Okay.
Yeah.
Because of that, our goal is to make, the court's goal is to make sure that people have insurance you have, so the city, not the court on its own motion, who moved to dismiss that citation, then you got a copy of your dismissal.
All right, thank you.
That will take care of it this evening, thank you. How are you? Okay, let's roll through the rest of these then. All right, here we go. Kundan Adhikari, default judgments. Dawn Bear, bond forfeiture on all 3 citations. Should I order, is there any restitution?
And they're all Walmart.
Okay, then I'm not going to worry about it. Thank you. Christopher Berner, default judgment. Brianna Bushy is a default judgment. Derek Campbell is a default judgment on both citations. Nathan Chanda is a default judgment. Evelyn Clark is a bond forfeiture. James Culligan is a bond forfeiture. Jeffrey Davis is a default judgment. Ashley Dunwald is a default judgment. Antoine Edwards is a bond forfeiture on all 3 citations. Logan Endokinson. Not now. I don't want you to restart right now. Oh, I think I just got rid of it again. You show me how. I found it this time. Small victories, right? Oh, is this an email?
Well, the attachment, you can click on that. Oh, there you go. That shows the insurance.
This is guy's name, Logan Engelkens. You should only preview from, just keep clicking on it. Oh, cool. Okay, looks good to me.
Okay, dismiss.
Yep. I'll find a defendant supplied proof of insurance. The city, or the court on its own motion will move to dismiss the citation. Javon Enox is a default judgment on both citations. Shanae Enox is a default judgment on both citations. Dustin Gordon is a bond forfeiture. Felice Griffin is a default judgment on both citations. Sean Gunsalis is a default judgment, both citations. Micah Harmon is a default judgment. Richard Hubrid, upon the motion, I have a note here that says dismiss. Upon the motion of the city, the court moves will dismiss this citation. Denzel Jackson is a default judgment. Gregory Jensen is a default judgment. Ray Carnes is a bond forfeiture. Michael Keller, did we enter a not guilty
Yes.
plea? Okay, good. Ryan Keller is a default judgment. Okay, another one. Do, 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 do. There it is. Okay. Oh, wait, they just got it?
No, it has, the date of violation was August. This is
okay.
covering that period.
Okay. I'll find that the defendant provided proof of insurance and the court on its own motion will dismiss this citation. Josel Arnaldo Liguri Riviera, bond forfeiture. Roddy Lemon is a default judgment on all three citations. Juliet Locker is a default judgment. Laura Mayberry is a default judgment. Quentin Miller is a default judgment. Wilfred Montolo Molina is a default judgment of all citations. Chloe Newmeyer is a bond forfeiture. Sequoia Payton, note here that it says dismiss per city request. Upon the motion of city, the court will dismiss this citation. Mackenzie Quirk is a default judgment. Wayne Rance is a default judgment. Walmart for both of them?
Mhm.
Okay, so no restitution pursuant to Walmart's request. Nicholas Rodriguez is a default judgment. Excuse me. Justice Rowe is a bond forfeiture. Anderson Cervantes is a default judgment on both citations. Christina Saunders is a default judgment. Samuel Schaefer is a bond forfeiture. Amanda Swenson is a default judgment. Elijah Torres is a bond forfeiture. Joe Whalen is a bond forfeiture. Jace Waller is a bond forfeiture. Abby Whipple is a default judgment. And Isaac Woodward is a default judgment.
Are you here for court? For IID?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Nice.
Maybe I'll be first, huh?
You're the only one at 6, so.
If you want to have a seat at the
you're
table.
early.
I'm the only one at 6.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, so you can have a seat, so.
Okay.
um,
Mr. Brodkey is not appearing.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Brodkey is not appearing.
Oh, no, that's an IID exemption.
Okay.
I didn't.
All right. Do, do, do. Look at that. Look at that.
I asked him to bring the information. 'cause
Cool.
He said he had several vehicles.
Okay. Oops. Boop, boop, boop. All right, I shut this down. Cool. Okay. All right. The court will call the case of City of Stoughton versus Jason Knipfer. And you are Mr. Knipfer? Oh. What's your name?
Campbell,
Oh. Were you supposed to be here at 5?
6.
Oh, what is your first name?
Derek.
Oh, that was an initial appearance.
Okay.
I thought you.
I didn't have to show up, but
I thought you were.
Okay. Well, we defaulted you, but since you're here, we will go ahead and call your case. We'll recall the case now.
it was at 5.
Yeah.
Oh, eyesight's bad. I lost a ticket anyway.
I'll review it with you then.
I wanted to print out a report for you. It's the first time he's ever appeared.
Mr. Campbell, do I have your correct address on Main Street in Stoughton?
106. Well, not anymore. It's, you can actually mail it to 1616 Jackson Street. But I stay in Madison.
Okay. All right, you received 2 citations. The first one is for operating while suspended. The citation carries a penalty of $124 and 3 demerit points issued to your driver's license. Do you understand what operating while suspended is?
I think so.
Do you want me to read the statute to you?
Sure.
It's 70-1 of the Stoughton ordinances, which adopts state statutes, the traffic laws, basically. And I'll read that statute to you. It's 343-44-1A. Operating while suspended, revoked, etc. Operating offenses. Operating while suspended. No person whose operating privileges has been duly suspended under the laws of this state may operate a motor vehicle upon any highway in the state during the period of suspension or in violation of any restriction of an occupational license issued to the person during the period of suspension. A person's knowledge that his or her operating privileges is suspended is not an element of the offense under this paragraph. In this paragraph, restriction of an occupational license mean restrictions imposed by under statute 343.105 sub A as the hours of day, area, routes, or purpose of travel, vehicles operated via operated, use of an interlock ignition device, sobriety or use of alcohol, controlled substance, or controlled substance analogs. And that concludes the statute. In other words, you can't drive a motor vehicle if your license has been suspended.
Well, I know that.
Does that help your understanding?
I know that part.
Okay. Now, the citation has, you're facing a forfeiture of $50 plus costs for $124. The state has costs that we add to it. That's how you arrive from 50 to 124. So for this, under the statute, there's a range of penalties. I can go up or I can go down depending on the facts and circumstances of the case. The forfeiture range is 0 to $1,000, so it's a pretty wide range. All right. Now, any questions regarding the operating while suspended citation?
No.
Second citation I have is
Insurance.
operating a motor vehicle without proof of insurance. This citation carries a penalty of $10. You understand what operating a motor vehicle without proof of insurance is?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 0 points and $10 is the forfeiture amount. Okay. Any questions regarding these citations? This is an initial appearance night. The pleas that we take are guilty, no contest, or not guilty. Would you like me to review each of these 3 plea options?
What does no contest mean?
No contest means that you're not admitting your guilt, but you want to resolve it tonight, and you're basically saying that I would accept your plea and find you guilty.
I'm guilty.
Okay. Well, You want a guilty plea or no contest, or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
What's that?
I'm guilty.
Okay. I will say that you've entered a guilty plea. Let me read the police report. I want to make sure I have a factual basis for your plea.
I got something to add to that. I have something to add to that.
Okay, let me find this first. I have read the police report. I do find a factual basis. What did you wanted to add?
I had just received the car.
Right.
I just got the car, and I never signed the title, so I had to fix it first. So when I got pulled over, like 4 days later after driving it, he signed the title for me. Because, like I said, my eyesight's bad. I don't.
Okay. Let me, before you find, I have found a factual basis. You entered a guilty plea. I found you guilty. Now, go ahead and expound on what you wanted to tell me.
I pretty much rounded it up anyway. I had just got the car. That's why I didn't have no insurance or, well, my license, that's another story.
Right. Okay. Okay. I still think that there's a factual basis for that. So I'll grant you 30 days to pay. Now, Mr. Campbell, you've received a number of citations from this police department,
Not for that car.
but other instances.
Yeah, but I know.
I got a total ledger that says that you owe,
Like 7 tickets or something?
no,
Less?
more.
Huh?
And there should be a number.
37 citations through this court. Total forfeiture, $3,879.40.
37 tickets, they gotta be parking tickets.
Operating motor without insurance, suspension, non-registration auto. These go all the way back to 2015.
Okay.
So, any plans on paying these?
Look, this is my situation.
Okay.
Right as we speak, I'm filing for retirement. I don't get a monthly check. I'm not working right now. I'm actually sleeping in a shelter.
Okay.
But I am in the process of getting my retirement as we speak.
Are you working at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Have you worked at all?
No.
Okay. How much income? I mean, how much income did you make this year or last year? Is it less than?
$500.
Okay.
People give me money.
But that's not income.
No,
Let me
I'm
put
not.
this up again. I had it. So, do you have any, are you married?
Yeah, but it's legally separated.
Okay. Do you have any children?
They're all grown.
Okay, so none under 18. So,
No.
Are you the only member of your family in your household?
You could say that, yeah.
Okay. So, for individuals, the poverty line for this year is $14,580. You said you were filing for retirement. Does that mean Social Security?
Yes.
Okay. But you're not receiving any Social Security now?
No.
Okay. And you didn't receive any Social Security last year?
No.
And, okay. Do you want to raise your right hand? Repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear that the truth about you, that the statement you're about to make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, so you're telling me that you accumulated these forfeitures, but you don't have any income.
No.
You said people give you money, but that's not income.
No.
And you said you don't have a residence right now, correct?
No, I don't. I actually go to the shelter in Easttown on Zaire Road.
Okay. Now, do you have friends in Stoughton, or do you have a?
I got a girlfriend, but she ain't got no money.
Okay. Okay. Well, not that you're not legally married to her anyway.
No,
then.
no.
So you're married, but not you're separated.
My
but
wife
never
is
been
in
divorced.
D.C.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and you haven't received income for a period of time.
No.
Okay.
I'm only looking like I'm working because I ain't gonna even say why, but anyway. This is the only thing that I got clean right now.
Okay. So, based upon what you've told me, and you swore to the truth, that, and I'm going to find that you are impoverished according to the federal guidelines for that. And because of that, I just had an indigency hearing. You're unable to pay these citations, these $4,000 citations. You would never be able to pay them, correct?
Not right now.
Okay. So, I will find that because of the poverty that we this is uncollectible and we won't be able to collect, and I'll recommend to the city that we write this off.
Meaning,
Meaning that you don't have to pay, that we're not going to try and collect or pursue this any further. Oh,
thank you.
so.
But my, my license still suspended.
Right, right. Now, you have to figure out, with all these citations, basically, they'll be written off.
We haven't suspended
Yeah, oh, we haven't suspended
it
them?
because I really couldn't pay because of SDC, so I didn't suspend.
Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know how you, I don't know how you would get your driver's license back, but I'll leave that up to you to
I
figure
will
that out.
sooner or later, hopefully before the year is out.
Okay, okay. So,
It's only $60, but I'm sure they're gonna add something onto it.
yeah, would be my guess. So, and
I got a question.
fire away.
If they writing that off, is that gonna show up when I pay my reinstatement fee?
The fees don't show up on the.
Cause I got a letter right here saying it's only $60, but
Right, well,
you know how you go pay it and then they'll say, well, you gotta go talk to town of Madison or something.
right, they might have you do that, but as far as the city of Stoughton, 'cause you even find tonight, but I'll find that you're not able to pay that either, so, based upon what you told me tonight, that you won't be able to pay these amounts.
No, not right now.
So, but the number of points that you've accumulated, though, might also prevent you from receiving a citation, or a driver's license as well. Because each time you get it operating while suspended, that's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 this year. 1, 2, 3 this year, and then 1 last year. But it occurred outside of the 12. I don't think you accumulated 12 points. You're not going to be suspended that way, unless you got citations elsewhere, so.
No.
Okay. All right, but as far as this court's concerned, we'll recommend that the city write it off and that you've been found guilty, but no forfeiture can be imposed. Okay, any questions to the
No
court?
forfeiture, what does that mean?
You don't have to pay any fines.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, any other questions for the court?
Now,
All right.
yeah, that machine out there took $1.50 of my money.
I don't have any control over the vending machines, I'm sorry.
Other than that, I'm good. Thank you.
It's an old tradition, I guess. It's something that still happens, so. Okay, thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you.
You guys have 6 o'clock?
Are you Jason?
I am.
We'll call the court, the case of Stoughton versus Jason Knipper. Mr. Knipper, you want to approach and have a seat at the table on your left? Mr. Knipper, you have a convicted of an operating while under the influence citation, but you want to... Sorry. You start over. Call the case of City of Stoughton versus Jason Knipfer. My microphone wasn't on. Mr. Knipfer, to my understanding, you've been convicted of operating while under the influence of a citation, or operating a motor vehicle citation, and you want to, there's an issue with the IID, you want to have an IID exemption hearing?
I do.
All right, what is it that you want to tell me?
Well, the car broke down Labor Day, and I've been limping it along for 5 years up until that point, and it's going to cost a lot to fix.
Okay.
So I'm intending on scrapping it. I called the DOT. They advised me to have a hearing.
Okay,
Just
sure.
like-
This isn't for, you're not under the poverty level or anything like that. You just want to exempt a certain car from it.
Right.
How many other vehicles do you have?
I don't have another vehicle, but
Okay.
I'm currently looking to get one.
Okay, you understand that when you apply for that new vehicle, you have to have the IID installed in that new vehicle?
Right.
Okay, all right, you just want to exempt the old one because it doesn't run and you're going to scrap it then?
Right.
Okay, all right. Based upon what you told me, I'll go ahead and issue the exemption for
I
the,
need the information.
because we need the information for the vehicle.
I do have the registration.
Year, make, vehicle
Yeah.
ID, and license.
I do have the registration should have all the information.
Okay. So you've given me a document that's marked Certificate of Vehicle Registration. It is, it's registration number, vehicle identification number WAUEF 78E48A0560 or 751. Now, what's the, what kind of vehicle is this?
It was a 2008 Audi A4.
Okay, there it is. 2008 Audi A4.
Copy of that, because I can't give him the exemption form, but we will contact you.
Do you mind if we just,
Can I make a copy, or would you think? it-
okay, we'll make a copy of that and give you back the original
Okay.
then. So I was gonna have mail.
Can't give him that.
Right, oh, yeah. So, you're just saying that the Audi 4 is malfunctioning, it's gonna be scrapped and you just want an exemption?
Right. I don't want it to be caught in limbo like the DOT said, and maybe it could take weeks or months.
Okay. Okay. Do you need anything else?
Once, no.
Okay. What I'll do is that I'll go ahead and grant your motion. We'll exempt the vehicle. We'll make a copy of the document you gave me, and we'll fill out the form and send it to the DOT for the exemption then. So
Awesome.
that they're usually pretty good about it. Once we file, they usually file within a couple days then, so it should be done this
Awesome, and then I
weekend,
can
so-
move on.
Yep, exactly.
Thank
So,
you.
okay. All right, wait for that to come back,
Yep.
and then we'll... All right, now that you received that, that'll take care of it this evening.
Awesome. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it?
Have we defaulted everybody?
Yep.
Good. All right, I'll see you back in the office briefly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought it was gonna be a poverty thing.
Oh,
But you know what, I needed that. I needed that up for Mr. Campbell.
yeah.
I'm gonna file my